Welcome back to Lions Lineup. With the baseball season just about over, we'll be looking back at which teams and players made the biggest splash, as well as who fell short of the finish line. What do you think the biggest surprise of this season was?
For me, the biggest surprise had to be probably the Oakland A's in the AL West. I mean, apparently they made the movie Moneyball too soon, because I think this story is even better than the previous story. The fact that they have no-name guys, little-name guys like Brandon Inge, Coco Crisp, all those players, playing so well for them this year, and their pitching staff is basically guys who are in their second and third years in the league. The fact that they've stayed in this thing the whole entire way has just been, for me, the most pleasant surprise, because I like seeing the little guy do well.
Yeah, and I think that the most shocking thing about the whole A's run is how well those pitchers have held up.
Absolutely.
I mean, as young as they are, I mean, you look at guys like Jared Parker, and you got a veteran like Brandon McCarthy leading the way, but he goes down, someone else steps in.
Exactly.
I mean, it's been a constant just changing of the guard, but in a good way. And the A's have been a great story. I think you have to look back, and I think it's kind of becoming accepted now because they've been good the whole season, so great the whole season. The Washington Nationals.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nationals were a team that no one was picking. I mean, it was the Phillies, it was the Marlins. Remember, the Marlins were a huge pick early in the preseason. But the Nationals have been unbelievable. I mean, you look at Steven Strasburg, and let's not get into that whole thing for now. But he was great when he was there. Gio Gonzalez has been excellent for them.
Absolutely.
They bring up Bryce Harper, who's been a great. I mean, he's brought so much energy to the team.
He's 19 years old playing in the majors.
Brought so much energy there. They have Jason Worth back now.
Battle back strong.
And their lineup top to bottom is great. And they got Kurt Suzuki.
Absolutely, it's a big pickup.
And and their pitching staff looks great. So I just think that overall, you look at both the Nationals and A's, they've just come out of nowhere this year.
Yeah, they've been big surprises, I think, for baseball.
All right, what do you think the biggest disappointment of the season was?
For me, I think the biggest disappointment has been the two teams in Los Angeles, but I'm going to go with the Dodgers in the later half of the season, because the whole year they were a solid team hanging right around the NL West and the NL Division wild card lead. But as soon as they picked up Adrian Gonzalez, Josh Beckett, Carl Crawford, and even Marco Scutaro, I thought it was a wrap. Melky Cabrera is down, the Dodgers are up, they're going to take off and maybe be a contender for the World Series. And right now, they're 4.5 out of the wild card and probably not going to make the playoffs. So I feel like for me, for the Dodgers to pick up that kind of star power midway through the year and to do basically nothing with it, that's a huge disappointment.
I agree with you. I mean, when they made those acquisitions, it looked like a sure thing.
Absolutely.
It looked like they were going to be coming number one in the NL. I mean, it didn't seem, what's happened after the deals didn't seem anywhere close to where anyone thought they'd be. Now, I think that we have to go back to the American League, and let's not forget about the Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox this season came out, and they were supposed to be, another, once again, as they always are, a playoff team. They're going to give the Yankees trouble. They're going to give the Rays trouble, and it ended up being the Orioles that were the team. And I think the Red Sox have just, what they've done with the team ever since they had that epic collapse back at the end of last season, it's gone downhill. And you talk to Red Sox fans, they're shocked by everything that's gone on. Now they have some decent talent and some young talent being brought up, and it looks promising for the future. But at the same time, they're a contender year after year. You don't want to see your team that usually is there at the end every year rebuilding like this, and trading away all their assets. It's just been a huge disappointment.
Absolutely.
So for the next question that we have, after seeing the biggest surprises and disappointment, what are your World Series picks? Who's going to win the AL? Who's going to win the NL?
All right. For me, coming out of the National League, I'm going to have to go with Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati Reds have been a very good team the whole entire year. And the crazy thing about the Reds, they have one of the best players in the league in Joey Votto. But as soon as he went down, rookie Scott Frazier stepped in. And if anything, they might have gotten better. They had an unbelievable run when Votto was down. So now that Votto's coming back and is healthy, I mean, they're pitching. You've seen Aroldis Chapman throw. He throws 102 miles an hour every night he goes out there. They're starting pitching, plus they're hitting. The defense they play is unbelievable. So I think the Nationals are going to get down with them. The Giants are going to get down with them. But I think when it comes down to it, the Reds are my pick. And for me, I'm going to have the Detroit Tigers coming out of the American League. Like we said before, they've been kind of struggling the whole year with Miguel Cabrera carrying them. I think come September and October, they're going to figure it out. They're going to wrap it all together. Verlander is going to lead their team. Prince Fielder and Miguel Cabrera are going to lead their hitting. And I think they're going to carry them to American League crown.
Frazier, another New Jersey product.
Absolutely.
As we were talking about before, Mike Trout. I'm gonna stick with what I was saying before, the Washington Nationals. The Nationals, I think that their lineup is the best in baseball right now. top to bottom. It's just unbelievable to me. And I find it really hard to believe that Steven Strasburg will not pitch at all. Whether it's out of the bullpen, whether he gets a start. I think somewhere down the road they're going to make a decision where Steven Strasburg is going to get in a playoff game.
If they had a shot at this thing, you can't leave that arm on the bench.
You cannot. And to think that, I mean, I know they're looking towards the future, but I mean, what's a couple innings of the playoffs going to do?
Exactly.
Put him in the bullpen or something. Their bullpen's been great.
Absolutely.
Drew Storen's in the setup role. Tyler Clippard's been a pleasant surprise in the closer role. So I like the Washington Nationals in the National League. In the American League, I think a lot of people are forgetting about the Rangers. I think a lot of people are looking past the A's and the Orioles because they haven't been there before. But you know what? I'm going to have to agree with you and look past those three teams as many people are. I'm going to have to agree with you and go the Tigers. They've been great this past month. Miguel Cabrera is going to be the difference. But at the same time, their pitching is, I think, flying a little bit under the radar. To look at Justin Verlander and the way Doug Fister's been pitching lately. Today, actually, just
today,
9 strikeouts, 9 consecutive strikeouts.
American League record.
American League record. I mean, he's been great. Max Scherzer even probably having the best year of his career. I think that with that rotation and the 2 guys in the middle of their order, Miguel Cabrera and Prince Fielder, they're a team that's to be reckoned with. And I'm going to say Tigers Angels in the Tigers Nationals in the World Series.
I agree. One thing for me though, the Baltimore Orioles win games. If the Tigers don't get there, I'm calling the Baltimore Orioles will be in the American League.
And what a story that would be.
That'd be unreal.
All right, so we're all out of time, and that will do it for this edition of Lions Lineup. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you'd like to become a part of Lions Lineup or work for LTV, email our account at ltv@tcnj.edu. For Chris Drabik and all of us here at LTV, I'm Joe Caputo. We'll see you next time.